I was reading this story in the New York Post about one of these female, softcore influencer women. And some guy offered her like $800,000 to be a long distance boyfriend. And she gets all mad about it. She's offended by it. And I just find it kind of funny because you're doing low grade sex work for money. I don't care that you do it. Like I always say, I'm fairly libertarian, man. People can get what they want to get. I think there are certain issues societally if we continue down that path. But here's a woman who is scantily clad, posting these videos, getting tons of followers to make money. It's not like she's doing OnlyFans. I mean, maybe she is, but the Instagram stuff, fine, whatever. But she's all bent out of shape about this. So I definitely want to talk about that. But at the same time, I saw this tweet from Ryan Long. You know him, you love him, comedian. And he was promoting his podcast, The Boys Cast. And he included a link to this short clip from one of his Man on the Street comedy videos where he asks women if it would make sense that female athletes play topless so that it increases the ratings. And of course, the clip's really funny and I'm going to play it for you. But I think there is something worth addressing in this video in this context.
A lot of people don't watch the women's leagues. Do you think it might help if they played topless?
No, that's extremely misogynistic and disgusting.
Okay, hold on. Ryan Long, it's an older video, but I want to comment on it in this context. He said, do you think it, let me show you in the beginning. Let's play it again. A lot of people don't watch the women's leagues. Do you think it might help if they played topless? This young woman right here says that's extremely misogynistic and disgusting. Why? What's disgusting about women having boobs? Is it because men enjoy them? This is a serious question. I was confused when I saw this. Look, I'm not saying women should run around topless. But in New York, it's legal for them to do so if they want. Is that disgusting? If the fact that they do that and guys like it, is it disgusting? This doesn't make sense. Let me play some more for you.
Disgusting.
Well, the ratings would probably go up, right?
Yeah, but that's pretty.
What do you think's a better idea to get the ratings up?
Educate and advocate for women's rights, especially with.
Now, I don't know the full context of what she said. Obviously, Ryan Long cut it and it's meant to be comedic. But you can see, pay them properly. Pay them properly. What? He says, but where does the money come from? That's what I'm
from. That's why I'm trying to figure out revenue streams.
Well, you have to spend money to make.
Well, they've definitely been spending money. So no on the topless thing?
So no on the topless thing. This woman right here says, yeah, but you should educate and advocate for women's rights. How will that in any way make men want to watch women's sports? I'm waiting. The joke that Ryan Long makes, it's a really good one. It's an interesting one. And it plays into the differences between men and women. Let me play for you the rest of his clip.
Advocate for women's rights, especially with.
No, but where would the money come from? That's why I'm trying to figure out revenue streams.
Well, you have to spend money to make.
Well, they've definitely been spending money. So no on the topless thing? Women should play naked?
Yes. Do you like it?
Yeah, I don't mind the titties.
Me too.
Nice, dude.
Right there. He asks a guy and the guy says, yeah, they should. Why not? How about this? Men and women want different things. Sorry, that's reality. If it wasn't, there would be a whole bunch of males doing OnlyFans and making millions of dollars. But surprise, surprise, it tends to be women who do. So you know what really got me on this story is this woman, I'm a hot influencer. A fan offered me an $800,000 relationship contract. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not surprised by that. You are scantily clad to get clicks, showing off your curves. It is all flaunting your body. That's what she's doing. Flaunting the right word? Yeah, I think flaunting is the right word. So is that any surprise that if you have 800,000 followers, some dude is going to proposition you? Should they? Hey, look, I'm not saying they should or they shouldn't or whatever. That's not my point. My point is women make money off of all of this. And then women also get mad at other women who do. Yo, I'm just trying. How do I navigate this space? Y'all need to figure it out. Educate and advocate for women's rights. I love that answer. This woman lives in a world where it is clearly visible that women make money off their bodies. Not that they should or have to, but that they do. Men, somewhat less so, or in a different way. Men, how do they make money off their bodies? Okay, well, guys are more likely to be petroleum engineers. They're more likely to be waste management. They're more likely to work in sewers. Surprise, surprise. They're more likely to work labor-intensive jobs than women. Women are more likely to do sex work than men. But there's a back and forth for sure. I just find it fascinating that you have a faction of activist feministy women who are like, if only we could teach men why the good fundamentals of women's soccer is a good reason to watch. Is that it? You know, it just makes me think about stuff Jordan Peterson's brought up. Wokeness, I believe, is inherently feminine. That if we all, it's clapter. It's like when a woke comedian tells a joke, it's not funny, but we clap because it's right. It's the right thing to do. We're going to go watch something that's not entertaining because it's the right thing to do. And then Ryan Long says, I know, take their shirts off. Then the men will want to watch, just like the men want to watch the women on Instagram. Hey, you want to know something funny? I'm willing to bet that women make more money from sex work than they do from sports. Is that a controversial thing to say? Okay. You've got prominent influencers who make millions of dollars on Instagram. And I'm not talking about, so let me clarify. When I say sex work, I'm not saying, outright engaging in acts with men. I'm saying OnlyFans, as we typically understand it, sex work. I'm saying Instagram women who are scantily clad and stretching and like pulling their underwear up. It's like low tier sex work. They are making money doing work in the sex field. And I'm willing to bet they make more money doing that as an industry than female athletes do. I could be wrong about that. I'm just saying, based off everything we see, we hear stories about these women. There was one story I remember reading. A female police officer started doing OnlyFans. And then she got found out and got fired and said, whatever, she makes $1 million+ per year. Owns her own house, bought a nice car, and now she's rich. She's very rich. Because she decided instead of being a cop, getting naked would make more money. Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised. Now, I do know there are a lot of women who try to do this kind of sex work and it doesn't work. Nobody cares and they're not attractive enough. But that's like saying a lot of guys want to be in a certain industry and they don't make it. Not everybody guy makes the NBA. Some women are the top tier cream of the crop and guys want to pay money for it. And some women are, and some guys are the best athletes and they work hard for it. I am not saying it should be this way. I am not pulling a Don Lemon. I'm just saying advocating for women's rights is not going to change the fact that men are not entertained by women playing soccer. That's it. There are a lot of people who have said like the women's soccer team has won more or stuff like that, and therefore they should get paid more. And there was this huge hubbub about how their contract is unfair, but it's like they negotiate their own contract. And it's two different organizations running the men's and women's leagues. Here's the story about this influencer. This Laura Juka, or however you pronounce it, Yuka, wrote on Instagram that someone gave her an indecent proposal, $800,000, 2.1 million Brazilian reais. And you can see photos of her. And the contract, I can't read Portuguese, so I don't know exactly what it says, but it like outlines a standard employment contract. And many people are saying she staged it to generate attention for herself. I don't think she did. I think a guy genuinely said, hey, babe, I'll pay you near $1 million if you be my girlfriend. Because that's what guys do. It's so funny. I don't get it. People want to break out of the confines of humanity. It's like transhumanism almost. It's rudimentary transhumanism. Look, man, I think we are more than our bodies. I think we have a soul to whatever degree we do. And I think we don't have to be confined to social norms to varying degrees. If a woman wants to be a weightlifter, she should be. But she's probably, I think it is fair to say, the best of the best female weightlifter will never beat the best of the male weightlifters. I think that's an absolutely fair statement. Maybe it'll piss off a lot of people, but I think the science shows it, unless that changes. Now, granted, with all the endocrine disruptors that are seeping into our water, along with other social contagions, it may be that men are losing testosterone at an alarming rate. I think men are down like 70%. Testosterone rates from World War II have dropped dramatically. Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe it's on purpose in that more effeminate men are less likely to go to war. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe we're under attack. Or maybe the reality is we're just poisoning ourselves with plastics. We invented plastic. We love it. It's cheap. We can put stuff in it. We can store things, seal things, ship things. And then phthalates, PCBs, and other chemicals leach into our food and water, and we drink and eat it. And then it screws with our bodies and makes us, broken in varying degrees. I can't tell you, man. I can only just tell you one thing. Ryan Long is a very funny guy, and the video is hilarious, and men and women are different. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around, and I'll see you all shortly.